Hey everybody, we're here at Team Interstellar Leon, and what did you do today?
Got 11th place at the Columbus Regional.
All right, well, that's awesome. Well, what'd you do it with?
Vanquish Soul. Did you guys know that if you like a piece of art on the internet, you can have the artist commission another piece of art for you?
Man,
Toolfire.
that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I did it on Vanquish Soul.
Hey.
I picked up this deck a week ago, and I was like, this is incredibly fun, and I've been struggling to get my invite all season. I kept bubbling out, which was very frustrating, and I was like, you know what? There's very little time until Nats. I don't even know if I can go to Nats, so I'm going to pick up a deck that I've been meaning to get for a while, and I think looks really fun and is a really good time. And it turns out that having fun gets you invites. So
I agree with that. Well, with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into the deck.
sure. Start off with Vanquish Souls. We got 3 Vanquish Soul Rosin, 2 Borger, 2 Caesar, 2 Pantera, 1 Mad Love, 2 Xiaolong.
Okay, so this is very different from a lot of other Vanquish Soul lists. Can you explain your monster count? Because I've seen a lot of other lists play, I believe it's 3 Borger and maybe not even play Pantera. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so I really like Pantera because I really do play this list to maximize my ability to see Rosin. I think that if you're cutting down on your consistency cards when this is the most important card in the deck for you to resolve, that's just a bad idea, and Pantera specials itself for free, which it turns a Durandal into a Rosin without using your normal. So I do like that. I only play 2 Borger because I feel like 2 Borger is pretty filling. I don't feel like I ever need like a third one to have. 3 Borger would just be too much food. And I only need the 1 Mad Love because I only play 2 spell traps and I don't really care about one of them, which I'm usually searching off Xiaolong. This is the best Vanquish Soul card. I love this card.
And if you need another spell trap, you can just reborn it, normal summon it.
Yes, we always have 2 fire. We're always 2 fire. So yeah, those are my ratios. I think they're just correct.
Yep.
I wouldn't change a thing about them. Moving on, VS spell traps. 3 Stake Your Soul before we get into the VS spell traps. I'll never recover. This is personal spoofing all over again. And then I main deck Snow Devil, and I know some people are cutting this, but I main deck Continue. No Dust Devil. I don't need Dust Devil. That card's cool. The card does a lot of good things in rogue matchups. That card cooks the mirror. Doesn't really cook Snake Eyes though. Not in the way that I would need it to.
Right.
Doesn't really cook Voiceless the way I need it to. It's good against Tempai, but I got other cards for Tempai. I just don't want to see it. And I want to see both of these in my opener, and I don't want to see just Dust Devil.
Do you even side the Dust Devil, or are you not even playing it?
I don't play single Dust Devil, okay?
All right.
Okay? I keep my room clean. No sneezing, no allergies, no Dust Devils, okay?
All right.
Anyway, so there was that. I think for Vanquish Soul cards, this is just correct. I really do think so. You don't need more than 2. You can fill out your attribute count well. The 3 Stake Your Soul, of course, but then these are the important ones. You're always searching this, and you don't mind opening either. I talked to my good friend Brennan Outlaw about how you want to play this deck, and the way he explains it is like everything you open is one less thing you have to search. That's the way you have to look at it, and so like why would I not want to play Snow Devil and Continue? It's one less thing I have to get as a good spell trap. Anyways, continuing, consistency cards, 3 Prospe, I think that's standard. I'm on 2 Durandal because I'm on 2 Pantera. If I was on less Pantera, I would cut the Durandal down, but I think that's correct. My next QCR Rhoda says add Rosin. That's a pretty good card.
And if it's QCR, it never gets ashed.
True, it did not get ashed once, actually.
Or drolled.
Or droll. I didn't get drolled a single time today. I was very happy. 3 Fenrir, 1 Rise. If there was a Dark Cashier monster, I'd play it too, because this is crazy that I get to just add whatever I want and have a Fenrir.
How many times did you draw Rise Heart today?
Once. And it actually came in clutch because I needed it for reveal off Xiaolong.
All right, that's awesome.
Yep, that's all pretty standard. The Durandal count, you could go either way on the Durandal count. Some people play 3, some people play 1. I like 2 because I want to see it, but I don't want to see it on its own usually because I don't want to commit my normal to it.
And you can't, there's no like discard outlet for you, so it's just a dead draw if you see the second one.
Draw, yeah. 1 Magnum Up, 1 Drew Swarm. So the reason I don't play 3 is because I don't have space for it and I don't need the darks. I'd rather Shifter my opponent. I'd rather Inscription my opponent. I'd rather do anything like that than these 2. Then have like a 3rd Drew Swarm, right? The reason that I am playing a Druisworm is one, Bestials are generically just pretty good, even if it's not what I need, it's not a bad card. And two, that turns Magnamut into a searcher for a Dark or an Earth with Caesar. So it just increases my ability to find attributes I need, so I play the one as a search target. I don't love this. It only came up one time, and when get in there. Get in focus. It only came up the one time, and I didn't even get to use its grave effect because I was under Shifter. It was just a body against Tempai, and I lost anyways. So that's how I feel about those. Moving on to hand traps. 3 Imperm is pretty standard. It's just a good card. Good card. Moving on to my attributed hand traps. 3 Ash in the main. I think it's just good. I think with Snake Eyes, seeing less representation as people are getting bored with it, not necessarily that it's bad. This is more relevant. Also, I need fire count. And 3 Shifter.
There's the boy.
I love Shifter. I love Dimension Shifter. Woo! No, seriously. Shifter was my least favorite card in the main deck. And I got convinced into doing it by my friends who were telling me you just have to main deck the Shifter, even if you don't like seeing it going first. And when you play around the Shifter, like, preventing you from making rock, it's fine. Oftentimes, I think I made rock 3 times under Shifter. I would just, like, normal rosin, search something, make rock, edit back, and then Shifter, along those lines. You just have to play it with how much it does for you going second. And it's just a solid card going first, too, because you can just
skip your turn.
Yeah, if you set up like kind of an okay board against Snake Eyes with a Shifter, you kind of wax them on turn 3. Then two 1-ofs. Hand traps are everywhere, and I want my rosin to resolve. And more importantly, I don't want anyone to play the game but me.
Did you get to call by anything besides hand traps today, like a Promethean or a Flamberge?
I called by an Ash, Snake Eyes Ash.
Ooh, that's always good.
I called by a Witch, I believe. I called by a Tempai card that they were trying to summon back. It came up a lot. I honestly called by monsters, I think, more than I called by hand traps today.
Awesome.
I just said it, and it was just a good card. And then Tikaboo. You're going first most of the time because of the existence of Tempai. There are, let's say that even 20% of people at an event, minimum, are on Tempai, right? Because it's a budget deck, it's a regional. 20% of die rolls don't matter, you're always going first. So if you're going first half the time on all your other die rolls, right? The other 80% of the time you're going first, and then 20% of the time you're going first because Tempai, 60% of the time you're going first, and that's like a low estimate maybe, depending. So put in your going first cards. And Tikaboo's a crazy one because it doesn't hurt my deck at all, and it thrashes Snake Eyes, thrashes Melodious, thrashes Voiceless,
Tempai
thrashes
as well.
Tempai. Yeah, great card.
And that's a clean 40, right?
Clean 40. We'll move on to the side deck real fast. I played a very strong anti-graveyard strategy with 3 DDG for going first and 3 Gravekeeper's Inscription for going first against Snake Eyes and going second into lots of decks. Because they're good. Because they're good cards. And if the best decks in the game say, I need my graveyard, and you deny them a graveyard, you win. Who cares? If you, like, I'm serious. This is even better than Shifter against them, I would say, because this does everything you need Shifter to do, but it doesn't prevent you from making a good board on turn 1. And then this plus Shifter is really strong. So I was playing Ulti Slayer. I cut the Ulti Slayer because I think this mattered more, and Ulti Slayer plus Shifter is a dead card, while this plus Shifter going second is fantastic because they set up a suboptimal board going first, and then I play my turn going second, and they can't play on turn 3 because I've turned off their grave. This only did not work against that man recording his deck profile right over there, Gary Gass. He put up lethal without activating a single card in grave using Tearlament. And that was one of my losses today.
That's just tier.
Yep, that's just tier. Anyway, pretty standard moving from that. D-Barrier is pretty good. Call Ritual, Call Synchro, Call Fusion. Pretty good. This was always playing for back row hate. This deck has a lot of native back row hate. You can activate Rosin, pop Field Spell if you need to. You can activate Panthera if you're really struggling for something. The fact that the cards bounce is really useful. And then here was kind of my controversial pick. This, because I can't lose the towers. I summoned it one time today, but I liked having it because I know that Pearly's getting more popular, and I have lost to Raid Raptor at locals because I drew no interruption. So I need something to do. This is something to do. Also, if you manage to steal a Snake Eyes Ash, you can search this. which is pretty cool in my opinion. So that's the side real fast.
Were there any changes to the side you'd make after this event?
Nope. Nothing. I really wouldn't. Like, everything mattered, everything came up, everything would have been good theoretically if it didn't come up. The only thing that didn't come up is I didn't see Storm or Duster the whole event. But the matchups that I needed them, I would have liked to see them, so I wouldn't cut it.
Right.
Moving into the extra, 3 rock, pretty standard. And then, I need it. Moving into XC's good stuff, I want to see Rosin. I don't want to lose. I can't afford all the cards for Zeus. I can't do it. It's too many slots in my extra. This is a 1-card Zeus, basically. Because the alternative would be Zeus plus Zodiacs, and that's just a lot of space to do kind of what this card does for you, functionally, in this deck at least. And then this. This was my little tech card of choice with my extra slot. So the idea is that in Bind, it can be made against Tempai and Melodious. It's not terrible against. And it's not terrible against Fire King. It's not great against Snake Eyes. But it's fine against Snake Eyes because they can't punch over it.
You can also potentially like steal their Flambirch or something, or steal...
Yes, you could snag a good thing out of there. This is just a good card against Snake Eyes in general, just not in this deck because I don't back it up with it. In Cash Tira, right, I can sit on this and like a Fenrir and a Birth, it's much different. But with this, it's just like, if I special summon a Fenrir, search Rysort, and I have nothing else to do, I can sit on this so I don't die against Tempai.
Absolutely.
So it's something to do. I have some good stuff cards. Phoenix, I sure do like popping a card. Underworld Goddess, I sure do hate losing to towers. That's what these are for as well. Little Knight, I sure do like Little Knight. I mean, it's just a good card.
Yeah.
I can't not play it. No, my artwork.
I got it.
Thank you. Yeah,
Don't-
show everyone
hey.
your social while you're at it.
Hey, don't worry.
And then I played Typhon, and it came up, I think once only, but yeah. And the last 4, you could play Alti Slayer if you want to. I didn't. The last 4 cards that I went with was the Promethean Princess, Raging Phoenix OTK, obviously Lantis. And the reason that I did that, if this motherfucking fly, the reason that I did that is because I just felt like it would come up once or twice. Sadly, when it did come up, I was short 1 card, but had I had even another thing to summon, it would have been great. I still think it's correct to play these. I wouldn't replace these with anything else. When it comes up, it comes up. The fact that there's also just weird applications. For example, if you exhaust a Snake Eyes board, and you just don't have a way to push through 3 bodies, right? Maybe they have like Oak, Ash, and Poplar, right, on field. Then you can make a Hita, and then Hita steal an Ash from grave, search a Kurikara, clear their board, and swing. Just has good applications, and I wouldn't take it out personally. I think it was good, even though it didn't come up. I think it's the correct thing to play.
Did Promethean ever come up by herself?
Yeah, it did, but I got prevented from making it before I could, so it didn't really matter at that point. But I still think it's correct. And the Promethean is just good. If you're in a situation where you have 3 monsters with a link material and you need a Rosin, there's your Rosin.
Yep.
From Grave. So yeah, that's the deck. I wouldn't change anything, I don't think. I think it was built pretty correct.
Leon's the GOAT.
I'm the GOAT.
What he said. That's my... Yeah.
Yeah, that's the profile, I think. Some shout-outs. Shout-outs my boy Mario. My boy Mario. My #1 supporter in the game. Shout out my girlfriend Ella. She's wonderful. She was here earlier.
Ella's a GOAT.
Hi. Yeah, got cut short. We got distracted a little bit. But yeah, shout-outs. Shout out my team Interstellar. Shout out my boy Andrew behind the camera, who is recently joined on. We'll get you your jersey, buddy.
Hopefully.
Shout out everyone who supported me. My coach from the Ohio State team, Brennan Outlaw, who inspired me to play the deck. It's his favorite deck right now. Shout out my former coach on Interstellar, Steven, who also played this deck. I'm just trying to make both my coaches proud, and I hope I did. Shout out my friend Pat, who's been supporting me and believed in me this whole time. I've got you here with me in spirit in the field center you gave me.
He's still alive, don't worry.
He's still alive. Just couldn't come today, and I thought he was going to be here, but I got you with me in spirit. Shout out the Ohio State team for being super supportive and being there for me and believing in me. This was my first event that I went to as not a competitor for them, and they were still cheering me on the whole way through for the ones that were here. And I'm glad to be the new coach of the Ohio State University Yu-Gi-Oh team. Snaps. I hope this has proved that those motherfuckers need to listen to me. If I'm being honest a little bit. That's about it. I'm just happy to finally have this done with. Happy to have a placing I can be proud of this season. And we'll see how Nats goes. If I manage to go, I'm starting a new job. So it might be a little touchy. But you know, what are vacation days for? If you don't take one once in a while. I'm kidding. I'm cutting Dempsey, I think, is my final message. I didn't make it.
Hey, shout out Vanquish Jiao Long. What's he do?
Too fire.
Too fire.
Too fire.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Leon.